Welcome back to FreshTakesF1. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
Come
go.
on.
Thank you.
Up the
Thank
boys.
you. Live studio audience coming in clutch there. Welcome back, FreshTakesF1. It's been a while since we've been here. It's going to be a lot more informal this time around. You know, you might have seen us before. You probably haven't. I think we average about 20 views, so those numbers could go up. You got myself. I'm Tommy Parker. I've been an F1 fan I've been following it for like a good 3 or 4 years now. I used to watch it when I was a kid. I fell out of love with it, and then I think about as half of the fans are at the moment, Drive to Survive brought me back. So and then here we have.
I'm Jamie. Tommy tells me most of the information I need to know about F1, and that's how I keep up to date, really. But I've been following the sport for a good 4 or 5 years now, and then when I was younger, watching Vettel win as well.
Oh, he is German. We should mention.
Oh yeah, I am
He's
German, by the way.
at some point.
So Schumacher, unfortunately, is the best driver in the world for me.
I don't know about that. Right. Anyway, moving on. So before we go to next season, I wanted to take a look back at last season and see what our favourite bits were, what we were rooting for, kind of stuff like that. Jamie, I'll pass it to you first. What was your favourite race or races from last season?
There was a couple. Sao Paulo, just for Magnussen getting that pole position.
I had that.
That
as well.
was just that moment in itself was good enough for me to be up there for one of the best races.
That was pretty cool.
And otherwise Silverstone for quite a lot of things.
Man, I had that on my list as well.
Just the racing in itself was absolutely incredible.
I mean, you had the crashes at the start.
Yeah, the crash at the start.
Joe, absolutely insane.
Yeah, Hamilton
one
fighting
of the
for the
crashes I've
podium
seen.
as well.
Yeah.
Hamilton fighting, and then Sainz winning.
Yeah.
It was all everything about that race was pretty damn good. I'd say.
It all came together. The only other one I had on there was Bahrain, because to be honest, like the start of the season, Bahrain got me so excited for the new season.
Bahrain is my favourite race that I'm most looking forward to for the coming season, because the season starts.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that the season's back on again.
I mean, it's always a good sign. Last year we had all the new regulations, we had all the new cars and everything like that. And that battle between Ferrari, Max Verstappen, I know Verstappen ended up out of the race, but it was legendary.
It was so good.
It was very cool.
It was very entertaining, to say the least. I just hope there's going to be more of a fight between some other teams this season as well.
Yeah.
It needs to be a bit more now.
I mean, we can hope. We can hope that Mercedes in the mix. They ended up last season in a good place. We're hoping that maybe they'll follow on this season with a good,
Red Bull just seems so far ahead of the rest of them. Even if there is somebody challenging them to start off with, they all just seem to drop off at the moment.
I hope it's not the same this year. I mean,
I hope so too, but I've got a feeling it will be.
The Red Bull doesn't look like a completely different concept. They'd probably got quite
why
a lot of
fix
extra
what
pace
isn't
out
broken?
of it. But
and that thing was flying.
Yeah, it was. We'll have to see what comes this season. But last season, pretty banging overall.
Overall, yeah.
Even though it was an absolute slaughter by Max Verstappen, he absolutely crushed it.
Was it a slaughter by Verstappen or strategic failures by Ferrari?
Yeah,
or a bit of both.
There was a season to be had, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And then Ferrari threw it down the drain.
Yeah,
so,
to put it bluntly.
Yeah.
They just screwed it up for themselves, really.
Did you have any drivers that you were rooting for particularly?
For last season?
Yeah, for last
Probably
season.
Russell and Norris, I'd say.
I've
been watching Norris for a while, and Russell and Williams obviously as well, because the up and coming British drivers, and you just want to know how they're getting on, really.
Yeah, of course.
I think I predicted Russell to get a few wins. I think I said 5 at the start of the season. It was pretty ambitious, I know. I think he got 1 in the end. Sao Paulo, wasn't it? He got 1? Yeah, because he took it away from Hamilton. Yeah.
Which is I was thinking about it afterwards, and that is a big just middle finger
to Hamilton, like,
that is
your
Sao
race.
Paulo, that's Brazil. Lewis Hamilton's like a Brazilian citizen now. So
Russell for sure. And I think considering the car that he had to deal with, I think he did pretty well, all things considered. So not too disappointed by him. I think Norris did all right, again, considering the car that Mercedes gave him wasn't really up to scratch.
Mercedes?
Not Mercedes, McLaren.
Oh, man.
Future.
Right,
I'm talking in the future.
First slip up. Talking
in the future.
Lando Norris always does well with the best of what he's got, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He always does well. On my list, I also had Carlos Sainz. I don't know, I just prefer him to Leclerc.
Did you say Carlos Sainz to win the World Drivers' Championship?
I said he'd win. But that was for the views. That was for the views, which I never got. No. So, to be honest,
just got to laugh at it now, really.
I only say it because I just prefer him to Charles Leclerc. I can see that Charles Leclerc has that 1 lap pace.
So you reckon Perez to win the championship
this
season?
Perez is winning.
Perez is winning.
Why not?
Storm away.
Why not? No, I wanted Carlos to succeed. It was really nice to see
I like
Silverstone.
Carlos.
Silverstone was a great one for him. Seeing him get that first race win. Yeah,
exactly.
really
Carlos
cool.
was always a likable guy, though. Yeah.
I also had K-Mag on there. K-Mag is definitely someone I wanted to succeed going into last season.
Still do now.
Of
Would
course.
love I've got Haas down as one of my teams that I'm kind of rooting for because I'm starting to feel very bad for them. I just want them because they keep achieving a little bit and then just dropping straight back down for ages.
They peaked too early, I think.
They peaked in their first season, didn't they?
It was like the first or second.
They did really well.
Yeah, they were like 4th best team.
Yeah.
They've never really come
and
back
then just
from
dropped straight back down.
Yeah.
But now last season they did fairly well. I'd say got some points finishes, got the pole at the end. Yeah, that was a bit lucky maybe, but managed to get it somehow.
How do you feel about Hulkenberg coming back?
I'm not keen.
You're not keen?
No, I'm not keen.
You think he's past it? You think he's had his chance?
I just don't think he's. Yeah, I don't know if I go as far as saying I don't think he's good enough, but I think there's probably just better options available.
I mean, Danny Rick was their first choice, right?
Danny Rick, for example.
Their first choice,
for example.
but they couldn't pay him.
They easily can.
Oh no, it's Haas, mate.
No, Haas can't pay him.
You see how many cars Mick Schumacher ruined last season?
Gene's not happy, man. Gene's not happy.
No, so
all Günther always has to do is call Gene every time they crash.
I see what they're doing, like bringing in a driver with the experience
to at least not crash a car.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
But would he not crash a car?
And the thing is, he's been out of F1 for 2 years. You know, K-Mag was out for 1 year, but that's only a year. Whereas 2 years coming back, that's a lot of time out of it. I know he's done a couple stints here and there, a couple reserve driver opportunities, but there's a lot of time out of a Formula 1 car. So I don't know. I can see why. Some
of these people I need to just see after the first few races, see how they got on.
Yeah, I can see why they got rid of Schumacher. You know, a team like that can't afford to keep paying
Mercedes thought he was good enough, so they picked him up, didn't they?
Yeah, as reserve driver. You don't have anyone there. I've heard that Stoffel Van Dorn's a reserve driver this year. And
that does not mean a lot.
So,
it really doesn't mean a lot.
Yeah, no, not at all. Okay, I mean, I also had Danny Rick on there, but I just love Danny Rick.
Yeah, always rooting for him, but
always.
Realistically, it was never going to happen, was it?
It was sad.
It was
a sad time.
It was coming for a little while.
Yeah,
honest, unfortunately.
Maybe we'll see him again. Danny Rick for Perez.
For Perez, that is
calling it now. We're saying it now.
It.
You heard it here, not first because people have said it before, but you heard it here. You heard it.
Very vocal about it. This time around.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to
Perez to win the championship as well.
Perez to win the championship,
and
then get swapped for Danny Rick. Yeah, I think that's
contracts were signed beforehand, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was
all done deal already.
Right, moving on. We're going to look at 2023, which is the season that's starting this weekend. If anyone didn't know, I don't know how you wouldn't.
2023.
It is 2023, I believe. Can we confirm that in the audience?
Yeah, it's 2023.
Yeah,
it's 2023. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. So, going into 2023, we just had testing last weekend. Just happened. The big story coming out of testing, the one that everyone's talking about, and we're going to talk about it as well, is Aston Martin. Because Alonso is going to win the bloody championship.
That's actually going to win the championship.
We led you astray with Perez.
No, it's always going to be Alonso.
It's Alonso. Obviously.
At 41 years old.
He's a rookie, ripe in his prime, ready to take a championship. I tell you that.
At 41,
Lance Stroll's got no hands anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
He already started copying Alonso from the start. You know, Alonso having that lovely crash on his bike last year, was it?
Yeah.
And then, Lance Stroll thought, how can I learn from Alonso? I'm going to crash on my bike pre-season test in the same way. I'm pretty sure Alonso got a podium that year. So
he did.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he did.
Method to the madness.
Lance Stroll even got a podium, didn't he?
But do you believe in Aston Martin as a concept, as a team? Because they're building a new factory.
I would love to.
Because
they haven't given me full confidence yet. Believe.
I don't think the progress is meant to come for another couple of years because they're still building.
The car
a new factory,
may very well be there, but the rest of the rebuilding might not have happened.
I'm surprised I haven't heard anyone be saying like, "Oh, Red Bull clone," because it's similar. We can see that.
But after a while, cars are just similar sometimes.
Yeah, you've got to choose one direction to go with if you're a lesser team.
And you see the cars, and then you get ideas based on what you've seen on other cars, and you change them around slightly to have a different idea to work for your original car design so you already have. That's just the game of it. Sometimes they're a bit too close, and then obviously the suing starts. But
the suing,
the lawsuits. That's the word.
Yeah.
But until then, I think it's all fair game, really.
I believe in Fernando. I believe that he can drive the shit out of a race car,
and he can.
Like at 41 years old, doesn't mean anything to him. I don't think
he's ragged the absolute living daylight out of that Alpine for the last couple of years.
Yeah. I rate him above Ocon for sure.
100%.
And there's no question I rate him above Lance Stroll.
The man's 42 or 41.
41, yeah. It's
oh God, it's
crazy.
insane. It's insane. And if the backroom staff can get their shit together, then I think they do have a potential chance.
I mean,
if the car is good,
if it does well this year, that bodes so well for the coming years, right? Because they're still getting everything finished. It's not meant to be good until probably the 2024, maybe even going towards the 2026 regulations, right?
Yeah.
So if they do well this year, keep doing well after that. Once all the new facilities come in, all the new aeros.
Again, like I said, the car may be ready, but the rest of it may not be quite there yet.
But for the last few years, ever since they came out with the pink Mercedes, I've been there like, oh, Aston Martin could do it. But then, multiple years in a row, they came with a car that was subpar. Yeah. Pretty underwhelming, to be honest with you.
It was. I agree with you on that one.
So we'll see what happens, but
should be interesting come the first race to see what happens.
Yeah.
Qualifying will be a good giveaway.
Yeah. 100%.
I've got a question on Aston Martin now.
You have a question?
I do, surprisingly.
Fantastic.
Welcome to my podcast now, Tommy.
What would you like to ask?
Are you going to choose Aston Martin as a constructor in fantasy?
You get 2 constructors this year.
2 constructors? I still haven't signed up to your league.
There's a lot of different things going on now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Fresh Takes Fantasy is still on. It's now called Gunter's Smash Doors.
That sounds fantastic. Great.
You get 2 constructors. You get 100 mil to split between all of your constructors. 5 drivers and 2 constructors. So 100 mil to do all of that. And you get like power ups every week now, and they're different power ups. You can get one that makes you not lose points, another one that triples your points, another one that selects whichever driver did best to have your turbo.
There's so many more variables now.
Yeah.
I like how we've just gone off on the tantrum about fantasy.
Yeah. So they are already one of my constructors in my fantasy team.
Them and Red Bull probably, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I got them and Red Bull for one of them, and then them and Alpine for another one because I spent more on drivers on the second one. So
nice.
We'll see how that goes. I'm ready to
have
win
a look
again.
later on.
Yeah, I'm ready to win again. Okay, let's go into some predictions. Let's switch it up a little bit. I want from you, Jamie. I want drivers standings predictions. I want your top 6. Yeah, give me your top 6
in order
from 6 to 1, please, if you could. That'd be nice.
Hamilton in 6.
Hamilton. Okay. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Sainz in 5th.
Okay. Yeah.
Russell in 4th.
Yeah.
Perez in 3rd. Leclerc in 2nd. Verstappen.
Oh, that's such a boring list.
Yeah, but in reality, that is probably true.
Yeah.
This week you come out and say, "Yep, Alonso going to win it." Let's be real, mate. Nah.
Damn, he's figured me out. No, okay. No, it's a fair enough list.
It's in reality, it's not going to change much from last season.
If
the only thing that might change is Alonso might be in the mix for, but maybe most definitely not top 3.
Yeah.
But 4, 5, and 6, Alonso may be able to creep in, and they might interchange more. But I think Verstappen, Leclerc, and Perez is almost nailed on.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. I think it depends how dominant Red Bull is.
It depends how dominant Red Bull is, how good Aston Martin actually is.
If Red Bull comes out and it's the same as last season,
Mercedes actually is.
Yeah, if Red Bull's the same as last season and they absolutely wipe the floor, then
this is why I like
it's a question
F1,
of whether
it all changes from season to season instantly.
I hope so.
I hope so. Anyways,
But yeah, it could be a question of does Perez finally get that 1-2 that Red Bull have been going for in the Drivers' Championship for?
That would be insane.
That would be nice for them, I think.
He'll get another contract because it's his 1-year extension he's on now, isn't he?
Yeah. I want to say so.
So he'll be out of contract end of season again.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That could make things interesting.
It could, because we've already called Danny Rick.
They've already called Danny Rick back.
Fantastic.
They just don't have to re-sign him. Simple as that.
I think that is definitely to put some pressure on him.
On him, because there's a capable driver that we all know is capable.
And Max runs that team, and Max definitely wants someone who he can just, be his
little buddy.
Who
will just obey him.
Yeah. And Danny Rick at this point in his career, he'll just be happy to be in a decent car.
And maybe get on the podium.
He's in the same point as his career now. The same point as when Perez was at the end of the 2021 season. When he just won that last race, he was probably not going to get a contract anymore.
With Racing Point, didn't it?
Yeah. And he was kind of getting on a bit. He'd never been in a really competitive car. This is kind of the same point that Danny Rick's been at now.
Yeah,
it's similar.
Yeah, for sure.
He's getting on a bit. He might not have another race seat,
But it's still
that kind of area.
Still perform if needed, potentially.
I think so. I mean, it definitely depends on the kind of car for him.
100%. The McLaren was not suited for him whatsoever, unfortunately.
No, and I was, he's talked about that extensively, but yeah, just something that didn't work in the fundamental philosophy of that car.
No.
And I think that just the entire McLaren has been skewed by Lando Norris because he's just that good at driving.
He is, and it's all very obviously built around him.
I don't even know if it is. I think he's just good at driving tractors.
Do you reckon he's a bit of a Russell who was just really good at driving that Williams?
Yeah.
And then once you chuck him, say in the Mercedes when Hamilton retires, he'll do wonders in that
100%.
as well.
I think he's in a lot of teams' succession plans. To be
Oh,
honest.
100%.
You
But
know,
realistically,
once in 10
imagine
years,
him to Red Bull.
As I was just about to say,
Him and Max at Red Bull.
I was about to say Max fucks off to Ferrari.
Wow,
Lando
imagine.
goes in at Red
Imagine.
Bull.
Imagine.
Well,
That'd be huge.
Ferrari's the only team I think that Max like hasn't ruled out of him going to after Red Bull. So he said,
Yeah, but even after last season,
no, he doesn't mind Ferrari. It's Ferrari. Everyone's a Tifosi. That's what they say, isn't it? Everyone's a Ferrari fan. So even Max Verstappen,
Sure.
because he likes Schumacher, doesn't he? So he'd want to race
Everyone
in the
likes
red.
Schumacher,
Everyone wants to drive the red car, Jamie. Everyone.
I don't.
I'm gonna give you my top 6 because we never did that.
No.
So I'm gonna do that now.
Yeah, you didn't like mine very much.
No.
That's where we went. You were like, yours is boring. and then
6
we
to
went off from
1.
there.
Here we go. Okay, coming straight off the top of my head. In 6th place, George Russell. We're going.
All right.
In 5th place, Sergio Perez.
Yeah.
In
5th place for Paris.
Yeah. In 4th place, Carlos Sainz. In 3rd place, Fernando Alonso.
Oh, I was waiting for you to
in
put
2nd
him
place,
in
Charles
somewhere.
Leclerc. In 1st place, Max
3rd
Verstappen.
place for Alonso you going for. That's ambitious, man.
Yeah.
That's ambitious.
I think that if you give Fernando Alonso a good car, if you give Fernando Alonso a good car, then he will do something special. I really
and
do.
you think they have the car?
Yeah.
This is not if he has a good car. This is you thinking they have a good car
Yeah, I
and
think
they can
I think
achieve
they do.
good results.
I hope they do.
For 3rd place, he needs to get good podiums consistently.
Yeah, I'm
Seconds
going to
as
predict
well.
right now,
Maybe
here.
even a win.
Yeah, I'm going to say that he's going to get at least 2 wins.
2 wins.
Two
Jesus,
wins.
bro.
Yeah. I'm not going to say outright which ones they're
Good.
going to be because I'm chatting out my ass. But 2 wins. You heard it here at some point. Looking forward, who do you think your constructors are going to be? So give me your top 3. Are you saying Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes? Is that your top 3?
Again, the top 2, I'd say yes, Red Bull and Ferrari. But then
Yeah.
again, depending on how Aston Martin actually performs during the race weekends as a team, not just the car, but as a team, and make good strategic decisions and actually get good race results.
Because
They could finish 3rd in the constructors.
that is where Lance Stroll comes in, isn't it? Constructors.
It'll be Alonso carrying,
Yeah.
for sure. It'll be
Yeah.
Alonso carrying. And yeah, it depends on what Stroll can offer to
I
the team
couldn't
as well.
tell you how good Lance Stroll is. I couldn't tell you.
No, he's from
You
what
look
I
at his
heard,
junior pedigree,
meant
and
to
you're
be
like,
good.
wow.
meant
You
to
know,
be great.
that F3 championship, I think it was F3, where he absolutely stomps like George Russell, Lando, all of that.
And now
That
he's
is, you can't just do
he's
that.
just on Daddy's team now, isn't he?
Yeah,
That's literally it.
I couldn't tell you how good he is. So it'd be interesting to find
Did
out.
he win a race a couple of years ago? Or
No,
did
it
he get
wasn't it a
second
pole
or
position in
something?
Turkey or something like
I
that.
swear
And he's like
I
a
swear
terrible
he's been on the
qualifier.
podium before.
I don't know, maybe. He's been on the podium, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's won a
No,
race.
maybe not one, but yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, not clue how good he is, to be honest.
yeah, fair play.
But yeah, depending on how well Aston Martin do, they could very well finish 3rd, I think. But I think that'll be quite a dogfight with Mercedes, depending on how their upgrades go. So they've already declared that they're not going to compete.
I just don't know with Mercedes. We're so used to them sandbagging in testing before,
But they
telling absolute fibs and lies, that I just don't. I can't tell. Maybe they're doing it this year where they're like, oh no, it's bad, and then it's really good. But
or they're
last
saying
year
it's bad
happened.
because it's actually bad.
Yeah,
and they want the
last
fans to
year
be
it was
patient.
bad. So
maybe they are saying, yeah, we're still not quite there. But they said, what, after the 4th race, they'll have an upgrade package ready?
yeah, something like that,
Or for the 4th race
Yeah.
or something. So I
which
don't know.
they feel confident about. I think it's the same at McLaren.
I heard that as well, yeah.
They've gone like a completely different philosophy.
They've already,
of car.
and they've
And
already
it was
said
just too
it's
late.
not
They were
good.
like, oh damn.
Yeah,
So couldn't bring it to the first race. I think it's coming to race 4. It's
yeah.
gonna be a whole different vehicle,
Essentially, yeah, it's all going to change.
which we'll
around.
see what happens.
Again, it's wait and see till then, really.
Yeah, I would have said I was a McLaren fan before, but each year I lose a little bit of faith because, like, you know, I don't know. It's different people there now. It doesn't feel like the up and coming team that it once did.
That was about, what, 3-4 years
they've
ago,
been
really.
declining now, I think,
They
a little
have.
bit, which is disappointing.
It is, because I like Zach Brown, and I like what he's done for them
Yeah,
as well. He's
yeah.
really got their shit together a bit, really.
Yeah,
you
I was
know?
saying this to Zeph the other day. Zach Brown reminds me of John Favreau. I don't know if anyone else gets that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
I do get that.
yeah.
No, I like him, man.
Thought I'd mention that.
I like it.
Fair enough.
Somebody will laugh at your jokes, to me, it's fine.
Right. Moving on. We have multiple rookies this year. Who do you think is going to be the best? I'll name you the rookies if I can remember them. I'm going to go Logan Sargent is one of them.
Yeah.
I'm also going to
Piastri's
say
another.
that Piastri's another.
Yeah.
Nick De Vries is another one.
Yeah. Does Hulkenberg count?
As a rookie.
I mean, he hasn't been there for a while.
If he's not a rookie. Okay, we're talking
but
about rookies and returning drivers. How about that? We lump them together. We can also talk about.
He'll drive like a rookie.
You can mention Felipe Drugovich if you want, because he'll probably be driving the first race of the season. But I don't think it's fair to rank him over a whole season.
No, it's not at all.
So, anyone else returning? Anyone else? Is it just Hulkenberg that's coming back?
Yeah.
I'm going to say so, and if we've missed someone, I don't care, clearly.
How many rookies are there then? Just Sargent, Piastri?
Three rookies, which is more than we had last year. We had one.
What, just
Joe?
Just Joe, yeah.
Feels like Yuki's been a rookie forever, but
2 years, isn't it? Is this the third year now?
Third season now.
I like how we're all about Yuki. We're meant to be talking about Sargent, Piastri, and who's the other one?
Nick De Vries.
Oh, he's
caught
been
me
about.
off guard.
De Vries been around for a while as well.
De Vries, the oldest rookie.
He's been around for so long.
28 years old.
I know. He's been doing all sorts of things
12.
already. He's test driven for every team on the grid.
Every single
He's
team.
Substituted for every team.
It makes you wonder why it took him so long to get a seat. What is it about
Because every
him?
team was happy to have him as a substitute driver.
Yeah, but like when Nicholas Latifi had a seat for so long, I mean, we know money's the answer for that, but like in terms of driver talent, this guy's won F2.
He won Formula E, was he in?
Yeah, he's a Formula E champion.
Or just one time?
Yeah, so
he's got racing pedigree, but
yeah, why is it that no team has wanted to pick him up until now?
So
until he's 28 years old. William knows at AlphaTauri.
AlphaTauri. Oh yeah, because Gasly went. To Alpine. Yeah.
It's very strange.
So many drivers have moved. I've lost track of who's where.
I don't know. I mean, they keep talking about, we're really happy to have Pierre Gasly, a race-winning driver, on our team, but I'm pretty sure Ocon won a race. I think they're forgetting that. Alpine everywhere, but like, it's nice to have an experienced race-winning driver.
Alonso was defending like a madman.
Like a lion.
Hungary, yeah. That was in Hungary, that was.
Yeah, that was good.
Budapest,
that was good times. Best rookie, please, come on. Got off topic Piastri.
Only because the McLaren's going to be better than the...
I mean, the Williams is probably going to be dead.
The McLaren's not going to be great for
the
a while, but it's going to be better than the Williams.
It'll be an interesting test of what the McLaren's like.
Driver as well.
Because, you put in the complete opposite to Daniel Ricciardo. You know, someone who's won 8 Grand Prix, been in the sport for ages. You put in a rookie.
Yeah.
And see how he drives it. That's a very good indicator of what the car's like. Because if he still can't drive it, then something's wrong. Because he's got a completely fresh palate.
It just means Norris is insanely good.
Yeah.
Basically.
So it'll be interesting to see there. I think Nick De Vries is going to do well. I'm going to say that he'll outscore Yuki this year. Because I think he's a safer driver. I mean, I've seen some of the Formula E crashes. I don't know whether he's involved in those.
They take off.
Yeah.
They're nuts.
Judging by that, I wouldn't say safe. But if he's not involved in those, I'm going to say he's a safer driver than Yuki, because most people are.
I'd argue that as well.
So I'll say he'll score more points than Yuki this year, just purely based off of
But then does that mean Yuki should go?
I don't know.
It's his third season.
I think it's time for him to prove it to us.
But I don't think losing against his teammates is going to be the way to do that.
Yeah, I think it was unfair to not give Schumacher maybe a third season, maybe the one more. Because I feel like it can
Haas
take...
just couldn't afford it. That was the problem with that.
It can take a while to adjust to Formula One, as opposed to any other motorsport. It's a lot.
Like I said, with Schumacher, I think it's just the amount he crashes at Haas is not viable to have him there.
For sure. So I think a third year is what Yuki needs to prove that he's ready to make the step up to, because that's the plan, is for him to move up to Red Bull, right?
That's how he works.
Yeah. So
that is
this is the year that's going to show us, okay, is he going to be the guy who replaces Perez? I don't think so, because I think we would have seen it already. There's no race
They're not desperate to replace Perez either. They're not desperate because he's doing his job fairly good.
Yeah,
he's not. He is doing his job pretty well. Still getting half decent results, and if they really wanted to replace him, they would have done already a long time ago.
Yeah,
but he has still helped Verstappen. Even there's some tension, he is still doing the job pretty damn well, I'd say.
That's true. Okay, so is there anything you're particularly looking forward to this year? Any race? Any particular driver that you want to see perform? Is there anything specific?
Man. Again, I am intrigued to see if they can live up to all this pre-season hype. Essentially, I want them to. I'd like them to.
I think it's the biggest question.
I'd like them to for Alonso, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just for Alonso's own good, I'd love them to do great.
I'd love it for him to have not just gone there for money, to actually go there to win
get
something.
some good results and actually.
Because I know he's getting paid. 100%.
Oh, he's getting bank. Getting bank.
But I'd be nice.
But if he gets on the podium, worth it.
It's a bit peak for Vettel though, really, isn't it? Leaving just before
they
actually get good. If they get good,
I don't think he's that bothered, man.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that bothered.
He's there
ready
to
go.
change the world now.
Yeah,
you
man.
know.
He's gonna
Farewell, Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, he's gonna clean the oceans and all of that.
Is that what he's doing?
I don't know, probably.
Cleaning the oceans?
Something along those lines, probably.
Sure, man.
Sounds like wrestling.
Go for it. So I'm going to move on to a new segment that we've got at the end of the show. We've got a friend of the show called Callum.
In the
He's living
Callum,
with us
give
these
us a
days.
hello.
Give us a hello.
Hello guys.
He's there somewhere.
He's there somewhere.
You might be able to hear and you might not. I don't know. Speak loud, they say.
Speak loud, the text
Yeah.
says.
But yeah, he's moved in with us recently, and he doesn't really. He kind of knows a bit about Formula One. You know, he's one of those people. You've been around it. You've seen a bit. You know, you follow along here and there, and we absolutely bloody love the stuff. So he's got apparently some questions to ask us that we can then answer, and maybe that'll provide some information for people.
People
who want to learn more about F1. Who may also be new to the sport. Yeah. So, Callum, what you got for us, mate? Yeah.
Thanks, Tommy and Jamie.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
How do you do?
So I know that tyres are one of the most important things, you know, in a race. That is, you know, pivotal that they're changed at the right time. But I have no idea why. So if you guys could explain that to me a little bit.
Yeah, do you want to take this, Jamie?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I can if you want.
So within the race, every racer has to change tire compounds. So there's 3 different compounds.
Wow. You say 3.
I'll keep it simple for the start of this, all right?
Okay.
So there's soft, medium, and hards. Then there's wet and intermediates, obviously in case it's wet or slightly wet, I suppose.
Yeah.
Within the soft, medium, and hards, there's a few different
there's
sub-genres.
There's 5 different compound of tire that each given race weekend, Pirelli can choose. Right, these are the 3 tires. This is the softest one, the medium one, and the hardest one, depending on track conditions, weather, all stuff like that. And then the rules are that during a race, each driver has to change their tires at least once, and they have to be 2 different compounds. So you might do a race that has 2 different pit stops, and you can go from softs to then go to mediums, right? So that's the reason people change tires.
Okay.
And then
they degrade.
Yeah,
they degrade at different speeds, so you have to change tires because you lose grip after.
So the soft tires will be the fastest tires because they'll be softest. They can rubber into the turf the quickest, but they'll also degrade the fastest.
Right.
So you use your soft tires. If you want to
get
have a
15, 20
fast
laps
short
out of it.
stint, yeah.
Then you jump on the mediums, you do another 40 laps on them,
Yeah, so the medium being a more sort of race tyre that you can get a lot more life out of, and then hard you get even more life out of, but you sacrifice a little bit of speed and a little bit of...
But you could then, sacrifice not doing a second pit stop, for example.
Yeah.
If you go on the hards, you can just do a really long stint and try and, I forgot what I was going to say, not going to lie.
Something about tyres, probably. It's probably going to talk about tyres.
Rubber, mate. Rubber,
something like that.
Back.
Yeah.
It's left my brain.
So yeah, tyres.
Great.
That's what happens with those.
Thanks, guys.
No worries. Did you have anything else?
I do actually.
Oh,
He didn't just write down one question.
The point system.
The point system.
Point system, yes.
It's something that's very different. Obviously, it's like a leaderboard system, and I know it's done on each race individually. That it all adds up. But how does it work? How does the points mean? One team, one driver has won it. What does it mean?
So the points are allocated based on position. The top 10 positions in the race get points. If you're in the second half of the grid,
if
so
you're
the
11
second 10,
and below,
you don't get any points.
points.
It's just for pride at that point, I guess. And the fastest lap also grants another point. So whichever driver, and if you're not in the top 10, you don't get that fastest lap point.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You didn't finish in the top 10. Get out of here with your point.
If
you're in the top 10, if you're in the top 10, you can get that fastest lap point. And it's a very wacky point system.
Was it 25?
25,
was it 20?
18.
It was 18 seconds.
15, 12, maybe like 10, and then it goes down in a weird order.
It goes down in a weird order, but 10th place gets 1 point.
It's the same points that count towards the constructors, isn't it, right? They just add up the points from both the drivers to make the constructors.
Is it?
Points, I think. Maybe.
I don't know.
Might be different. Don't know.
I have no clue how the constructors work, to be honest.
But the points are added, for sure.
And it's like a league. It's like a league table then at the end. After all the races, whichever driver has the most points from all the races
I'm pretty sure they just
gets first, essentially.
They put the 2 drivers' points together, and that makes the constructors' points. So, you add all of that up, and after each race, it all fucking changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, thanks. Thanks, guys.
No worries.
No worries at all, my
Sweet.
friend.
Was that the end of the questions?
It's the end of my questions for today.
That's the end of the questions,
Wow.
Jamie. We made it through questions.
We've taught
I
him
hope
quite
you're-
well
I hope
already,
you're
mate.
happy.
We've taught him already. That's it.
Yeah,
He's ready for the race on the weekend.
I
I'd say.
hope so. The race
You're
is
watching it with us, yeah?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the race is at 3 p.m. on Sunday. I feel like I saw that beforehand. I'm not going to check
sounds
if
about
it's
right.
right.
Seems like the
I
most
don't
common
care.
Formula 1 race time, to
Yeah.
be honest.
So, Sunday, be there for the race. First one, Bahrain Grand Prix. I'm excited.
In our living room.
Be in our living room. You be in our living room on Sunday
Since you've just
for the
moved.
race. I hope you're excited, Jamie. I'm
I'm-
excited for all of these
I'm-
20 random people that might turn up.
My excitement is through the roof, Tommy.
Through the
There's a
result.
hole in it already.
Wow. Did your microphone fall over at the last
it did.
second? I hope they can still hear you. Good job. It's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they can still hear me. It
I'll
might
just
be a
talk to
bit
them for the
dodgy,
rest because I talk to them all the time. If you want to find us, you
Thanks,
can
mate.
find us on socials. We're on Instagram. We're probably going to be on TikTok at some point. We're
I haven't
on,
ventured that
we're on
far just
Twitter, I think.
Are we?
Yeah, if you search up at FreshTakesF1 on any of those
What's Fresh
social
Takes?
media. Yeah, we are FreshTakesF1. I might have said that at the start. I might not. I hope I did.
I don't know if you did.
We did.
To be
The
honest.
studio audience is nodding.
Oh yeah, they
We
clapped.
did.
They clapped for you.
They
Tommy.
clapped.
Me, obviously, but
Someone clapped. Right. On that happy note,
on that
I
one,
hope you guys have enjoyed. And yeah, Fresh Takes F1. That was us. Have a good week.
have a good one, boys. In a bit.